It's there! Holy moly, this one's going to go big.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. We're going to have a look at Bonanza in this video. This is a JPM AWP from early 1995, running here on its original stake and prize combination, which is 20p cash, £6 tokens. I've got it sat alongside Indiana Jones here, just for eye candy really. Indiana Jones is there to look nice, that's the Pook DX. There is already a video on the channel about that. And also because, by all accounts, these two machines were the first machines to be released on the Impact Tech in the Vogue cabinet, both of these two early 1995, so they're a nice little pairing in that regard. Now, I have already made a video about Bonanza. There's one on the channel from, you can see there, nearly 2 years ago, but there were several things wrong with that. First off, the audio was terrible. It was the first video that I made on the new laptop that I got, and it was faulty. The laptop was faulty. In the end, there was a video on the channel about it. eBay customer support, Asus customer support, went through all that. And in the end, the laptop went back. They agreed it was faulty and just gave me a brand new one. And so it was only that video that was affected by that. And I've got the new mic now anyway, but the audio on that video is absolutely terrible. So I always had it in my mind that I needed to remake this video anyway. The other thing going on there is that the DX is a conversion from an old DX for JPM that was converted over to MFME, so it's in the wrong cabinet. The DX is a little bit old-fashioned. It's not really up to modern standards. You can see there it's got the wrong decals on it, even though it was running the £6 ROMs. And I was just slightly unhappy with the whole thing, particularly having just kind of watched it, a little bit of it back to myself to remind myself of what I was waffling on about. I got the date of the release of it completely wrong, guessing at 91 or 92, which is a million miles out because this thing is actually early 95. So it was always on the remake list, and Vectra has come up with the goods. Vectra 666 over at Desert Island Fruits, just in the last couple of days, has released a £6 DX and an £8 DX for Bonanza, which we now have running native rather than a conversion of an old JPM layout. This is running, it's designed from the ground up for the new version of the emulator. And we have the release, where are we? We have the release thread over at Desert Island Fruits. You see there, Infection has provided some images from a YouTuber called Fruity Loopy 1980, who's got videos of this machine on his channel. Some help there from Tommy as well. And as ever, of course, thanks to Wizard for the emulator itself. So this is really good to see one of these great old JPMs getting the full modern DX treatment. And we're going to have a play on it, and we're going to have a review of it for this video. And it will hopefully just replace that crappy old, where are we? That crappy old video there, which was never up to snuff, if I'm honest with you. And before we get into the gameplay, I just want to bring up this subject of jackpot dates here. There's been a couple of threads about this. There's been one over at Desert Island Fruits here, and there was also one started over at Jackpotty, which was asking essentially the same question, is when did the various jackpot revisions come in the AW field? So as I'm sure you're aware, jackpots have changed many times over the years. When I started playing in 1990, we were already on £4.80, but I was aware that smaller jackpots had existed. You could still find £4 jackpot machines and £3 jackpot machines in arcades. And then over the years, from £4.80, we went to £6, then to £8. These were all token jackpots. Then we went to £10 all cash, and from there it was 15, 25, 35, 70, and 100, which of course is where we are now, the £100 jackpot. And what we're trying to work out is exactly when all these changes happened. And the thing is, it's not really written down anywhere. We're all trying to do it from memory. And we're all trying to find some kind of historical reference point that we can go back to kind of pin a date to the map. And one that we, our city, is mentioning there is, I know £25 is 2002 because of it being mentioned on the hovel. And that is true, that I went over to Manchester to visit family in 2002. And the £25 jackpot had just come out, so there were £25 jackpot machines in the pub, and I wrote about it on the hovel at the time. But that's just random coincidence, really, that we've got a date in the map in that regard. And it also leads to things like me guessing completely wrong. I said in that previous video that I thought this was 91 or 92 Bonanza, but it really, really isn't. And part of the thing that you can see here is that because we've got a high quality image now, we can actually see the date on the cabinet. Now, I'll just cut away to a little image of this because we can't really see it in the video, but believe me, that is 1995. It's in Roman numerals there, and next to the JPM logo is 1995. And also on Indiana Jones, can you see there in the bottom left-hand corner that the image is high quality enough? If you go out to the full size of the actual layout artwork, you can see 1995 there. And also in the Indiana Jones video that I made, we actually had the personality package, which is JPM's fancy name for the manual for it. And that manual is actually dated January 1995. So that gives us a solid date on these things, and just goes to show that I was like 3-4 years out in my estimation on when Bonanza was actually released. So if you are a member over at Desert Island Fruits and you can contribute to this, or you're not a member and you think you know some of these dates, please do post to this thread, because it's been running since August last year, and frankly we still haven't got completely definitive answers. We're pretty happy on the years where things happened, but it's still a little bit woolly overall, and we're trying to work out what the first machines were on a particular jackpot. One example that I've given there is Adders and Ladders and Hyper Viper by Barcrest, which were basically clones of each other. But Adders and Ladders came out on a £4.80 jackpot and was quickly upgraded to a £6 jackpot. You can pause the video there if you want to look at my reasoning. 480 quickly upgraded to £6, whereas Hyper Viper was a native £6 machine, and you can see on the glass there that it's got £6 etched onto the glass, whereas Adders and Ladders was ready to be decaled because Barcrest knew the change was coming. And there are a couple of famous little stories, for example, that prior to the £4.80 jackpot being released, the manufacturers were convinced that it was going to go up to a £5, and they were so sure that the jackpot was going to be £5 that Barcrest, apparently there are a couple of Barcrest cabinets out there that have even got £5 jackpot on it, and there was a machine that was going to be called a Fistful of Fivers to reflect the fact that the jackpot was £5, and the gambling authority at the time, the story goes, got pissed off by this, that they were being so presumptuous. So for a kick in the bollocks, we actually said, no, the jackpot's £4.80, it's not £5. So there's all this kind of stuff that's just lost to the mists of time, which is a little bit of a shame, and it's kind of left to hobbyist enthusiast communities like the Fruit Machine emulation community over at Desert Island Fruits to try and fill in the blanks. So if anyone out there has got any kind of material, any flyers, or manuals, because this Indiana Jones manual, of course, here is gold dust, because we've got an absolute cast iron date. We know that the manual will have been written to coincide with the launch of the machine, so that gives us a solid date, January 1995. Bonanza being released at pretty much the same time as Indiana Jones. Could have been a little bit earlier, so I suppose it's possible it would have been the end of 1994, but Indy certainly early 95, and Bonanza very much in that ballpark. So that was a pretty long-winded way of saying that one thing I want to do in this video is correct the release of Bonanza. I'm going to say end of 94-95, despite my spectacularly incorrect estimation in the previous video. And also to just do a little bit of a call out, if any of you out there can add to this kind of debate about when all the jackpot changes happened, do just leave a comment, and I'll kind of feed that over to Desert Island Fruits as well. But the best thing for people to do is join up over at Desert Island Fruits or one of the other Fruit Machine emulation sites. There's the Mecca and there's Dad's FME, for example, and join in the conversation that way. So with all that said, let's actually have some gameplay on Bonanza itself here. Vector released it on what I thought was a slightly unrealistic 88%, so I've knocked it down to 82%. I've done a RAM clear on it. I've stuck about 500 quid through it on autoplay, and I'll be honest with you, autoplay didn't do a very good job. Bonanza here seems to be quite happy to get pretty far behind percentage without doing that autocorrect thing that a lot of JPMs of this era did and just spinning in the jackpots. So I'll be honest with you, it's got a decent little drift in our favour. I'm expecting a good game out of it, so hopefully we'll get to see some of the jackpot features on here, because there's lots of different ways to get a jackpot. It's a brilliant AWP, and it's one of those that I would like to kind of draw your attention to. Take the time to download it and have a go of it. If it's before your time or you've never seen it before, it's not one you're aware of, this is you know, amusement with prizes. This is when you actually got some bang for your buck, and there's some, you can actually genuinely say that the game is fun to play. It's an entertaining machine to play. So with that said, we'll kick off with a fiver. We've got our current session stats up there. Many different ways to get the jackpot on this. Even the first two features here, Rock Slide and Magnificent 7, can on a good day give you a jackpot. You've got some middling features around here, which are kind of whatever it wants to give you. Good, the bad and the ugly there, that can on a good day give a jackpot. Bonanza is a skill stop that you can't slow down with cancel, and I am unsurprisingly a bit shit at it. Minor 49er should be a jackpot repeater. Round 'em up should be a jackpot repeater. And honestly, you would rather get the jackpot repeater of those two features there, one of these two features here, or off the nudges, than get to the end of the trail. Because the end of the trail is just a straight £6 jackpot, which is your your blue sevens, whereas your red sevens, if you can get them, are a £6 jackpot repeater. And this thing does like to repeat. I've been playing this machine quite a lot, or this layout rather, quite a lot since it was released. I've had the £6 repeat to, it likes to do one repeat to 12. It's fairly common to get 2 repeats to 18 quid, but I have had 3 repeats out to 24 quid as well. Other thing is, because the jackpot is small, it will do 3 holds for a jackpot, it'll do holds after nudges for a jackpot, it'll do 3 holds for 3 quid and just give you an easy gamble up to a jackpot, that kind of thing. There are so many different ways to get the jackpot on this machine. That's what makes these older AWPs so much fun. So let's get going with the actual play on it. We need to get 7 numbers to get into the feature. There's a bonus there, that question mark on the middle reel. And that is a really powerful bonus. There's one in particular that you can get off that called Super Nudge, which is a really quick sort of, it is kind of a skill stop on the nudges there. And that is basically a shoe-in for a jackpot repeater. That was 3 holds there, so we're going to get 3, oh, no, that's not actually, there we are. That was 3 holds for our mixed sevens. High-low reel is 1 to 10, by the way, so that's not a bad number, an 8 to gamble on. Or we can just exchange straight over. It can kind of put the exchange wherever it wants to. It can be no gamble required, 1 gamble required, or 2 or 3 gambles required. What we'll want to do there, can you see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're only 6 nudges away from the jackpot repeater, so there's no point. There's nothing to be gained from gambling there. You always start at the start, so 6 nudges will do us there. We've got, that's your mystery there, of course, is your steam. Oh, that was shite. That's a collect prize. Oh, my goodness me. We'll take that. Well, that was a pretty easy jackpot, wasn't it? You can see there, though, I don't know why they did it like this. I don't know why they made the end of the trail blue sevens, but it does mean that you're kind of incentivized to try and get the red sevens by other means, because that does give you a repeater. There we are. So we've got a great win. And you see on that one, we do need to gamble. We're going to have to go lower than that. It's a pretty fair high-low gamble, as long as you're not gambling on stupid numbers. It's reasonably fair, so we'll exchange in. We got Magnificent 7 is no good to us. Magnificent 7 basically steps down to the first 7 win it gets to, but it will stop on... See, there we are. So if I collect it now, it's just going to... You don't choose up or down, by the way. It just steps down. And you can see there we're going to get mixties, so that's no good to us. We've got the Indian reservation here. Now, if we can go straight across... Can you see there? You've got the highlighted Indians there and the ghost Indians. If we can get straight from this square here to that square there, we won't have the Indians chasing us. So let's see if we can get like a 9 or... Well done there. We got a 1. Now what you can do when you land on the nuggets here, depending on how many nuggets you've got, you can buy something. So I can buy a repeat chance here, or I can... Actually, in a way, I'll buy a repeat chance. But in a way, I would have preferred to have had extra ammo there, because now the Indian's going to chase us, and you start off with 1 bullet, so I can shoot him with a bullet there. He's right behind me. It doesn't like you trying to save the bullet, so now we've got to repair the bridge here, skill stop on the bridge to carry on through. It doesn't like you trying to hoard the bullets. If the Indian's right behind you and you've got a bullet and you don't shoot him, it really likes to catch you up. So we're kind of in slightly dodgy territory here. Oh, that'll do. Oh no, it's mixties on this one, isn't it? Sorry, that would have been a jackpot repeater on the previous board. We're slightly in peril here, I'll be honest with you. Now, minor 49 would be good. Round 'em up would be good. Where's that? Oh, £3. Now, you really want to be collecting that because it loves to use this ambush square. If you've got a bullet, you will survive the ambush square and you'll use your bullet. But we'll just for the... Oh, there we are. You can see there. Even with them, and this machine is quite happy. It does want to pay us. We do have our repeat chance, though, and the repeat chance didn't work there, so... Even if the machine is happy, it won't absolutely throw stuff at you. And I found that when I had it going on autoplay the other day, I was kind of keeping half an eye on it and intervening at certain times if I just happened to have me eye on it when it was doing a particular thing. But what I found is that even when the machine is pretty much off its tits, it won't kind of throw wins at you or throw jackpots at you. You've still got to... I've seen machines when they get happy and autoplay is playing them that they will be far more receptive to just kind of really throwing stuff into your lap. And Bonanza doesn't do that. We're in a bit of a... The problem is we've got 2 Indians chasing us and I've only got 1 bullet. So shooting an Indian is not really going to benefit me very much here. Let's see if we can survive that. I don't know. I'm almost tempted to try and keep the bullet at this point. Oh, we'll collect that. Right, watch me embarrass myself here on this. You can't slow it down with cancel. That's the thing. There's no slowdown on this. And I have been known to fuck this up at like £2. It's really embarrassing. Let me just concentrate and see if I can... Oh, see, I'm talking at the same time. Get me extra... That was really, really bad. I'll collect that again if I land on it again. I think back out in the wild, though, it was kind of £3 was about me lot on that, on the real thing. I seem to remember it getting quite silly fast when you got up to the £6 hit. And you see, so we've made a profit on that £5, but not very much. So we'll collect that out. So we made a slight profit on that £5. And what we'll do now is put another £5 in and see if we can... We definitely want to be getting a jackpot repeater on this. I'm going to hold that there in the hope that it gives me a nudge for the mystery, which it hasn't. You always want to try getting that mystery if you can. It will hold after nudges for £3 if it wants to. No, it hasn't done. It is very nudge happy, this machine. It likes to give you nudges, and it's pretty good on doing holds after nudges as well. So we are into the feature again. And rock slide now, that can be, it's basically a super hold, 1 up, 1 down. We've got nothing there, but it's always worth keeping an eye on because sometimes it can surprise you. We're just landing slap bang in the middle of the reservation every single time, aren't we? So we get the Indian chasing us straight away. And gold fever again. That's a bit skanky. A pretty rotten £1.60 collect price there, which is not ideal. I'd expect this to have... Oh, there we are. Hold after nudges. I'd expect this to have a little bit of life in it, to be honest with you. So that's a nice exchange over to £3, and that should give us 3 nuggets to start with. So there's a possibility here. If you get the 4th nugget, you can get gold fever at the top, which is a win series, basically. So we'll collect that if we can. So if we... There's rock slide again, but obviously that's just going to give us our £3 back. Oh, we just missed the nugget. Obviously there's a win series there, which I will collect if I can. I'll use the bullet there. I'm not going to muck about. Oh, token pole is literally you just go up this thing here, adding the values along the way. High, low, silver and token pole are basically variations of a theme on the totem pole there. So, oh, now if we survive that, we can get the win series. So what you'll see there, I've got all 4 nuggets. So bottom one you can buy a bullet. Second one up you can buy dynamite. By a repeat chance, we've seen that at the top one, you can actually buy the win series, so we'll do that. So let's see what we get. It's got quite a nice little sample package on it. So what's that? That's 380, isn't it? It can do some funny amounts, this thing, though. 380, oh, that's 680, isn't it? So it must have credit broken already. Oh, what's that 680? Or was that 580? I think it was 680, wasn't it? I did say it. Sorry if I got that wrong. That was Was that £2, 180 and £3? So that's 680. It does do some... that was always the problem with it. It did some slightly weird values, that. Ooh, we'll put another fiver in. It could always do some weird values, that win series thing. We definitely want to get the jackpot repeater. Oh, random stop. It just... you can't slow it down. That's the other thing. For some reason, the slow down with cancel. Now, everything can be slowed down on Indie with cancel, which does make me wonder if Bonanza was first. And like that whole slowing down with cancel thing was maybe something that they introduced with Indie. I don't know. So we're going to have to gamble there. We're going to have to gamble twice to get the feature. So we're going to have to go on a 7. You can win gambles. There we are. It's 1 on a 7 for us. So we'll exchange and we get our 3 nuggets again. This is one of those games that I can just play. It's one of those that I've really played it an awful lot over the last couple of days since the layout was released. And now that we've got a proper modern DX, there was nothing wrong with the JPM conversion. I mean, it worked, it was playable, but it's always nice to have a modern, kind of style DX using the newer techniques, the newer features of the emulator and all that kind of thing. And Vectra does knock out a nice DX, so thank you to Vectra for this. It's been brilliant to play this again. And I have been enjoying it very much. Let's see, this can be slightly fishy, this one, sometimes. Extra ammo, that's ideal. That's going to give us a bullet and it's going to give us a dynamite. So what we'll do is use the bullet straight away, and that should pretty much guarantee us, give or take, a jackpot now. Ooh, that's a slightly challenging... I'm going to try and hold on to... We'll have to fix that. I'm going to try and hold on to the dynamite. So we kind of... It's going to be a hard push there to fuck us off, but it could do it like that, I suppose. Could get a collect prize. It could give us a derail if it's an... Oh, you bastard! I mean, really, I should have collected the £3 plus repeat chance there. But the thing is, the £3 can repeat. So there's almost no point, because your £6 isn't a repeater. So out in the wild there, you'd obviously be collecting the £6 repeater. That would be the £3 repeater. That would be the correct thing to do there. Can we... Oh no, the question mark is past the other yeah, it's just past the JPM, but it's the other JPM. So we'll just go for holds after nudges on the grapes there, see if it holds for us. No, it hasn't. Ah, there we are. There's question mark. We want super nudge, and it can just give you super nudge out of nowhere. And I remember the real thing doing this. You just get a super nudge, and then hopefully we'll get to see it. And as long as you don't completely fuck it up and land on like 5 nudges or 10 nudges, you can get like 30 or 40 nudges, which pretty much makes it a shoe-in for the Red 7 jackpot repeater. We're not doing very well on getting through the Indians. It's not that rare to get a no chase board where you don't have any Indians chasing you, but we are going to have to use a bullet there. I'll collect War Party if I land on it, just to show you. That's a kind of skill stop on the Indian and the cowboy here, but I can never take it past like £2 off. I think £3 is about as far as I can take it. I mean, we are getting the chance to collect something here, but we want to do... So again, we could have £3, which we probably should, because you don't want to be going up into this section of the board without a bullet. Like, oh, round them up, we'll have that. Now, that should be a jackpot repeater. So you'll see what it does. It spins all the reels round. So it's after the second JPM, isn't it? You don't have to get it bang on, that's the thing. Because you do get a 1 up, 1 down. It's after the second JPM again, isn't it? Yeah. You get a 1 up, 1 down super hold afterwards. So I don't actually have to get this perfect. In fact, I've just got... Oh, no repeat, that's a shame. I was about to say I was going to deliberately miss the last one, and then you could actually see that you get a 1 up, 1 down super hold, but I actually hit it on the Red 7, so one of those rare occasions where I did better than I actually wanted to. But I want to see out the jackpot repeater, though. It's a repeat that does like to repeat, and you get a really nice little sample when it repeats as well. We're back in again. So yeah, round them up. Always collect round them up. It can go faster than that, but generally speaking, because you get a little bit of leeway because you get the super hold afterwards. That should always be a jackpot repeater. Minor 49er, by the way, is just 49 nudges. It's as simple as that, so that's always a jackpot repeater. So you would never not take either of those, particularly because the jackpot at the end of the trail doesn't even have a repeater on it. And I'll just show you WIG WAM BAM. It is literally a dapple. It's you get what you're given. It does like to give 3 quid. You can see there, values from 1 to 6 quid, so you just get what you're given. There's no skill involved. And we got 2 quid on that one, so... High-low silver, token pole, and WIG WAM BAM are kind of you get what you're given. Good, the bad, and the ugly offers you 3 different wins, and you have to collect one of them. And then it will announce whether it feels that you got a good, a bad, or an ugly one. I have seen it offer jackpot, but it's by no means guaranteed. So you can collect it, but it can just give you like a quid, £1.60 or £1.20, so nothing guaranteed. So there, we just had a straight hold on the melons. Nicely. And you can also see, by the way, that the high-low gamblers don't give me gold fever. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, £3 plus repeat chance. Okay, we'll have that. Not too bad. Let's see if we can get a repeat off this. There we are. That is actually the same sample that you get off the jackpot repeater, so we have at least heard it. But I would like to see a jackpot repeat, to be honest with you. Now, what's the Magnificent 7 there? So the Magnificent 7 is mixties anyway, so... We'll take the gamble, because that gives us the 3 nuggets, which gives us a chance of getting the extra nugget for the win series. Even though the win series, it just boosted us straight into the middle of the reservation. Even though the win series isn't the most amazing in the world. We'll have to use the bullet there, because it does get arsey with you if you don't use the bullet. I'll collect the good, the bad, and the ugly if we land on it, just so that we can kind of see all the features. We haven't landed on a war dance yet, actually, which is like a really quick backwards and forwards on the board. So we've used the issue that we've got here. Now, the thing is, the bridge is broken, so we get a little bit of leeway here in that if I don't like the rick, I can deliberately hit the bridge on broken, and it's unlikely that the Indian will catch me. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can see there, that's going to ambush. So I want to hit the bridge on broken, because this is basically, if I go through the bridge, it's going to kill me. Oh my god, well done, Degsy, you fucking moron. You see, the idea was there, the execution was not. I meant to hit the bridge on broken there. And so I would get stuck at the bridge. Hopefully the Indian wouldn't rick a 10 and catch me. And then I could take another bite of the cherry at getting a better number. One thing that I had... Oh, Magnificent 7. What's there? Red, blue. You can see there. Red, blue, red. That's a shame, because that would be a nice... Can we get through the reservation? No, we can't. One thing that I had, by the way, the other day, I don't think we're going to get a chance to see it again because it was fairly unusual, but I had a board where I got straight through the reservation, so I had no Indians chasing me, and I got to this bridge here. As it was here, the bridge was down, so what I was able to do, without any risk of the Indian catching me, I was able to just take as many chances as I wanted, and either nudges, because the red 7s were on for nudges, and obviously minor 49 and round them up jackpot as well. And I got stuck at this bridge, and I tried it about 25 or 30 times, and it refused to give me a number. It was like, it was saying, this is absolutely not a jackpot board, I am never ever going to rick. I mean, what would it have been? A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4, 5, 8 or 9. And it just wouldn't do it. It would not rick a 4, 5, 8 or 9 to land on nudges, round them up, or minor 49er. So there is a slight element of that going on, where if it doesn't want you to get something, it will. Let's just hit that. It can dick you around. It was happy to go to 3. It was basically a 3 quid board. It was happy to give me the number for 3 quid. It was happy to give me the number for Bonanza. And it was happy to give me the number for £3 plus repeat chance, but it would not. Let's just hit that this time. There we are. It refused to give me the number that for a jackpot. What I think we'll do there, because that's all kinds of death there. Let's collect the £3 repeater. Oh, no repeat on that occasion. So we should probably play a little bit more like you would. It's like with Very much standard JPM. You're not just trying to force this thing. There's no point in doing that. It's very much their play style, where it's a question of trying to take the value out of the machine that it has in it, and there's no point pushing for things that it doesn't want to let you have, because it'll just kill you off. And the value will still be in if you take a jackpot, you take a £3 repeater, and the machine still has value in it, the value will still be there. I thought, yeah, that's where the mystery is, isn't it? So let's see if we can get Super Nudge off this. You can see it in there, Super Nudge. That's the one you really want. Oh, fuck off. The real machine could do it as well. I mean, what we could do is giving us hold after nudges there. We could actually hold them all, and on the off chance it gives us Super, because I mean, we can't really miss it. There's no way we can not get the feature unless I miss the skill stop. So, you saw the idea there. God almighty. Well done, Degsy. Anyway, we're back in. Let's have another go. But hopefully you can see that for ostensibly what's a fairly straightforward start to finish trail game, there are a few decisions that you can make. One thing that I would just note, by the way, is this will buy a bullet there for sure. This started life as a £6 jackpot machine. It got an update to a £8 jackpot, and it also then got an update to a £10 jackpot. There are £10 ROMs out there, and I remember we had a couple of these in pubs here on a £10 jackpot, and we had one in an arcade on a £10 jackpot that lasted until the arcade closed down in about, we've got the war dance there. You can see here it goes really fast. It's dead hard to... Oh, fucking hell. Can I get minor 49er? No, absolutely not. Standard JPM wedge works, by the way. If you just want to go forward one square, just wedge it, and it'll just move you forward to the next square. That will put me on a mystery there, won't it? So what you can do here is, you could deliberately miss that, and you will stay. So I've run the risk now of hitting the mystery. Oh, steam boost, so we got away with it. Might actually put me to the jackpot, I was just about to say, yeah. So yeah, we had some of them on a £10 jackpot. Is that an auto collect on the bank? It is, yeah. A couple of them on £10 jackpot in the pub, and one of them lived on a £10 jackpot until, God, when did that arcade close? 2003? 2004 maybe? Early 2000s, that there was one that lasted there on a £10 jackpot right until that arcade closed down. I didn't care for it on either an £8 or a £10 jackpot. £10 jackpot one in particular could be really tight, and it would just super block the jackpot features. The £8 jackpot one stuffed it up as well. I mean, someone actually left a comment on the previous video. You see here, Arthur Noyd, I noticed that this £6 token version gives the jackpot a lot easier than the £8 cash version. Played about 300 features, never got the final square or minor 49er, hardly ever got Rock Slide or Magnificent Sevens. So it did play a lot. Hang on a minute, let's go back. Well done, Degsy, click on the right thing. There we are. Not a great machine to play on the £8 jackpot, in my opinion. However, Vectra has, if we just go back to releases, he has released an £8 DX if you want to give it a go. On an £8 jackpot, he has released an £8 DX as well, running the £8 ROMs. Have a go with them if you want to. And I believe the £8 ROMs switch to a £10 jackpot as well. So you should be able to go into the config screen and change the £8 ROMs to a £10 jackpot. Have a go at it by all accounts and just see for yourself. But my personal feeling is that there is no reason, apart from the curiosity value, there's no reason to play this on anything other than the original £6 jackpot, because that is absolutely where it gives the best game. Okay, so let's carry on playing. I mean, we've kind of seen most of the machine here, but I do want to get another shot at that jackpot repeater there and see if we can actually get the jackpot to knock out some repeats. And now this is an all or nothing gamble on the nudges here. Oh, that was a bit harsh, losing on the very first gamble. But you've got to watch out when it gives you that gamble there. As soon as you can get something, collect it, because when you lose the gamble, you lose all your nudges. So You don't want to be pushing that one too far. It can occasionally do some other stuff. Sometimes it'll do a hold 'em all on the reels for a step up, step down to a win, that kind of thing. So keep an eye on that. There we are. I don't know how the fuck I managed to miss that last time. We can see that Magnificent 7 is no good to us here because there's only one red 7. Oh, rock slide. Oh, look at that. One off. For fecking... I'll just show you rock slide. That's quite annoying. See there, look at that. So 1 up, 1 down on rock slide. I mean, obviously, I knew there was nothing there. Oh, look at that, you bugger. So do keep an eye out for that. Should give us a nudge there. Yeah, one thing you will notice, by the way, is that you will genuinely get a feel. I know that sounds really stupid, but you can genuinely get a feel for when this thing is going to give you a nudge. It is quite predictable in that regard. Once you get your eye in with it, like I kind of just knew it was going to give me a nudge for them grapes there. So we've got our... so we can buy a repeat chance, but if we land on another nugget, it's going to be the win series now. Oh, that was a challenge. We'll just survive that. We'll definitely use our bullet there. We haven't had War Party, have we? And we haven't. I mean, we have landed on them, but they're a bit dull. Them features. They're very much you get what you're given. They are kind of high-low silver is literally you high-low up the values, whereas token pole is just a 3-shot climb on the values, so they're kind of the same thing, really. Okay, a slightly worrying move onto a train there. It does like a gold fever or a D. Oh yeah, there we are. There's the gold fever. Yeah, quite predictable that one. A little bit like your escape on Indy, that one. But we will just try and get I will just try and get the jackpot repeater. Let's hold all them. There we are. Always worth holding on this. It does like to come in. We'll have a gamble on the 3 there. Just to show again that the 1, 2, 3. I mean, obviously 1 and 10 are safe, but 2 and 3 and 8 and 9 usually safe. And 4 and 7, to be honest with you. We got rock slide again. It's landing on rock slide, but we've not got anything there. And then we haven't had a no chase board yet, which is... I'll tell you what, I'll take War Party because we haven't seen it. You just see what I'm talking about. And it's basically you've got to, slightly politically incorrect, you've got to shoot the Indians. So kill the Apache, there we are. And it gets faster. The thing is, it gets faster. And I can't find, I was playing about with this the other day, maybe if you could wedge it or do a very slight pause. Because it always seems to start on the cowboy and then go to the Indian. But I couldn't, if there was a way to do it, I wasn't getting it right. So, like that. Oh, I missed it there. And it started on the Indian then, you see. I think... Oh. There you are. So you see it gets a little... if there is a technique to that, I never knew what it was. I don't think there is. And it's going up by 240 or certainly by £3. It's going too fast to reliably hit it. So there's an element of War Party, I think. Oh, I just gambled. It gave me a nudge gamble there, but I lost anyway. I would have needed 2. So there's the potential again. I was just a little bit happy on the start button there. So there we are. We've got the gamble again. So you can see there's absolute... Oh, that was harsh as well, wasn't it? You can see here that this machine has got a drift in our favour, but like I said, it's not chucking stuff at us. So there is an element, as ever with JPMs, of just taking what you can. But as much as anything, what I hope is coming through on this video is that this is just a genuinely entertaining machine to play. It's one of these, and particularly now that we've got a modern DX, a modern Vectra DX, I can get this. Even though I play the emulator quite a lot, I spend a lot of time playing the emulator, I tend to have a small pool of favourite machines that I will return. Indiana Jones being a case in point. I can always look, particularly again now that we've got this fantastic Poot DX, obviously that got a video all of its own. And I tend to just return to favourite machines and we'll just play them again and again and again. Bonanza will certainly be getting on that list along with Indiana Jones. Now, 6s, it doesn't like you having a gamble on these. Obviously, we'll go lower. Oh, we got away with it. There you are. So slightly spawny there, getting away with it. We'll have a board. See if we can get out to... I can't see, there's no real scope for getting a jackpot repeater unless we get minor 49er or roundup. We will use our bullet there. And that's slightly perilous there. What we have to have, ammo box or... Oh, fucking hell. Okay, we're doing okay. So, I'll tell you what I'll do now. We'll come back. Well, I'm going to get a jackpot repeater set up. And we'll see... Ooh, Magnificent 7 has got some potential there, has it? I think that's a red... Yeah, so let's just see if we can get Magnificent 7 off this board. Because we have got... And I was slightly trying there to get the red 7 set up with the hold there. And it did work, but obviously you've got to land on it. That's the... Oh, and we've gone past it. There's no way that you can go back on the board either. It gave us the extra bullet and then took it straight off us with the ambush. So that's the issue. Once you've gone past something, there's no way you can get back to it then. Unlike, say, on Indie, where you can get, you can get Staff of Ra off a mystery and it'll push you back. So if you go past a feature, if you've got a nice feature on the Staff of Ra, there's a chance that you'll... We'll use the bullet there, by the way. There's a chance it can send you back to cache or feature to have another crack at it. On Bonanza, once you're past something, there's no way to get back again. So we've lost our opportunity for... Oh, fucking hell, collect prize. 180. Slightly disappointing. We'll collect that out. I'm going to get the jackpot repeater set up and we'll come back. Okay, we are getting to the end of the board here, and what I'm going to do is buy a repeat chance, but I should know what this does, but I don't think it gives me a repeat chance. I've got a bullet there, so it can't kill me. I think it's just a repeat chance on the board. I don't think it's a repeat chance on the jackpot. So let's see what this actually does. That was a slightly... I deliberately didn't buy bullets on the board. Oh, it's Bonanza again. It is... So there we are. We got the repeat. We get the nice sample, but it does just give you the feature again. Although landing on any nudge squares here would be good. I mean, yeah, we've got blue 7s on the reels. So it's going to have to go some here to fuck us out of a jackpot, isn't it? In fact, let's err on the side of caution and just... just land on nudges would do. I mean, Rock Slide or Magnificent 7 would have done. So we can buy a dynamite there. The thing with the dynamite is it will blow the bridge up. The bullet always goes and shoots an Apache. The dynamite will blow up an Apache if he's behind you. But if it gets to a bridge first, it will blow up the bridge first, and then the Apache has to stop at the bridge. So what I could do here, if I use my TNT now, it'll blow up that bridge, so even if he ricks a 10, he'll have to stop at the bridge and it'll take him a turn to fix it. But I want to keep the TNT to see if I can get to... It looks like we're going to get a double jackpot here, because we did get a repeat on the board, didn't we? So that's fine. Oh, that's going quite quick. Hang on. There we are. So now that'll be ambush. I've got my TNT. That'll save me. So that was a double jackpot. Not quite a jackpot repeater, but a double jackpot. So that was 12 quid in 2 boards. That was the only thing I wish if there were 2 things that I could have changed about this machine. I remember thinking this at the time. I'd have put the end of the trail would have been a £6 repeater, and I'd have put a repeat chance on the £3 on the cash there, because nearly all before and after, because earlier machines like Popeye and Hagar, the £3 of course was a repeater on the cash column. But I'm just going to do speculative nudges here for the red 7s. It was a £3 repeater, whereas on this, for some reason, a later machine, there's 3 holds, it's not a £3 repeater, and I absolutely don't know why. There is a £3 repeater, but you've got to get it on the board there. Other than that, apart from those 2 minor points, I would say this is damn near the perfect fruit machine, the perfect AWP. It's one of them, just play and play and play. Let's try and get that jackpot repeater. Right, I've just landed on the good, the bad and the ugly there. We'll take that simply because we haven't seen it. You only get 3 picks though. So 120. Oh, jackpot, there we are. We've seen, so there you are. You can get a jackpot. Again, it's only the blue 7s though. So have a punt at the good, the bad and the ugly, but there's no guarantee it'll offer you £3 or a jackpot. It can just offer you out of £1. I think it can be as low as 160. Certainly it can be as low as £2. So we've got another jackpot there, but it is still not the jackpot repeater. Oh, now here's one of the random nudge. This is not super nudge off a bonus. This is just one of these random nudge things it can do. Let's see what I get. Oh, 26. Now look at those though. Those red sevens are about... I am not going to have enough nudges, am I? To get both them right. I think I might... That is really chunky, isn't it? I don't think I've got enough nudges. Have I got enough nudges? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. No, there's not enough. Unbelievably, I'm going to have to go for blue sevens. I think this is... Oh, shit. I'm going to have to go for blue sevens and gamble. There we are. It will let you gamble. Now then, this would turn up on the real machine, by the way. You would sometimes end up with a gamble for the jackpot repeater. Don't gamble. You would collect the £6. I would always collect the £6 out in the wild, but we'll have a go here for a jackpot repeater. Oh, for fuck's sake, was there... You just could give it to me and not repeat. Okay, this was a gamble up from mixed sevens. I've got a gamble for the jackpot repeater. I'm on blue sevens. Come on. Yes! Do not trade. That really cost. I was just playing all out for the jackpot repeater and it didn't like it. I've lost nearly all my profit. Let's see if we can get a repeat. No repeat. You know what? I'm going to have another one of those. We are going to get a jackpot repeater before the end of this video. Oh, and there we are. It has just done a straight hold after nudges for red sevens. When was the last time fruit machines could actually do that? So that's the benefit of these small jackpots. Straight hold after nudges. And it will do that, or it did do that. It could do that in the wild. It really could. Let's have the jackpot repeater. Come on, let's just have a repeat. I'm gonna have a repeat before I wrap this one up. Come on. I just love that sample. I loved it in the pub and the arcade as well. Let's see if we can get another. It can do it. Oh, no. Well, there we are. I'll consider myself satisfied with that. We did have the... If you play this machine enough, though, you'll see it repeat twice. And at the outside edge, it can repeat 3 times. Like I said, I've hammered this layout quite a bit in the last couple of days. And I have, I think, once I've seen it repeat 3 times out to 24 quid. But 1 or 2 repeats are actually fairly common. So there we are. God almighty, I will wrap this one up now. One of the finest fruit machines ever made from when JPM were, I've said before, they were absolutely at their height of their powers in the £6 era, and they've got that perfect combination of a stake to price ratio where your jackpot is only 30 times your stake. And you can see how it pays off on a machine like Bonanza or Indiana Jones, other machines of this era, not just by JPM, but by other companies as well, where there are just so many features that can pay the jackpot, so many different ways of getting the jackpot, and you can have a genuinely entertaining game along the way. Loads going on with this one. It's absolutely going to be on my most played list going forward. It's great to have a modern DX for it. Thank you very much to Vectra for this release and the other people noted in the layout release thread who helped with it. I've got a soft spot for a photo-based DX. You can see there's 2 very different approaches here to this DX here. We've got 2 JPMs of the same era in the same cabinet. You can see that Pook and Vectra have gone about it in very different ways. I've got a soft spot for, that is Indiana Jones is one of the finest DXs ever, but I've also got a soft spot for photo-based DXs as well. They've got that kind of real machine look to them as well. So two of the best there, side by side, Bonanza and Indiana Jones. If I had to, if you told me, okay, Degsy, we're taking your fruit machine emulation collection off you, or apart from 10 machines, you can keep 10 layouts and the rest of them are going to have to go, there'd be a very good chance that these 2 would be on the top 10 because they're 2 of those machines I can just always load up and play and have fun with. So if you're not aware of Bonanza, if it's before your time or you've never played it before, there's been a couple of comments over at Desert Island Fruits from people who just never saw one back in the day, even though they were playing. Absolutely do yourself a favour and give this one a go. My advice, stick to the £6 one. The £8 one is available. Fire it up and have a look to satisfy your curiosity. Maybe switch it up to £10. But you will see, I think, that this gives by far and away the best game on the £6 jackpot. So I'll wrap this one up. That's a lot of blithering for one machine, but it's reflective of how much I really, really like this one. So thank you very much for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed this video, and I'll catch up with you next time. But for now, it is goodbye.